And then the FAA's ruling on the educational use of drones. I've given you a website here. There's also a link to it on the website. The FAA is really working very hard trying to help provide some guidance on and safety regulations on using drones. Like I said, as they become more and more affordable, there's just more and more people using them, and they really want to help make sure that airspace is safe for both manned and unmanned aircraft. And so there are really 3 different distinct users of drones in the FAA's eyes. The first is recreational users of drones. These are people that are flying purely for hobby. They are flying under sort of the guidance of what is called a community-based organization. The big one is the AMA, or the Academy of Model Aeronautics. They put together sort of the safety guidelines for flying as a recreational drone pilot. The second type of drone user is a commercial remote pilot. So that's going to fall under Part 107. That's going to be groups of people who are flying for compensation or hire. And it's important to understand that that compensation doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. So if you're getting the flight time, you're doing a favor for a buddy and you're getting the flight time, that could be considered compensation. Your friend is a realtor and he or she wants you to take some pictures of their real estate property, that could be considered for compensation or hire. It's in furtherance of a business, so that could be considered for compensation or hire, even if you're not charging them. So it's sort of this very gray area, and you want to tread that water lightly. And then the third user of drones is considered the educational users of drones. So what the FAA has said about the educational users of drones is that they can either fly under the recreational guidance or under Part 107. There is some specific guidance for higher education that are using drones for research, and that's outside of the scope of this. We're focusing on K-12 here. So essentially what you want to know is that you have to really consider what kind of flying you're going to be doing with your students. So if your students are going to be doing the majority of the flying, you're not touching the controls. You might have to grab them here and there just for safety reasons. You don't necessarily need the Part 107 as of right now. That could change. But if you're going to be teaching students how to fly a drone, and your hands are on the controls quite frequently, or you're teaching them how to get the Part 107 certification, that's where you start getting into the Part 107 operations. So you can look through that website there. The FAA really clearly they spell everything out. It's very well summarized. They have links to the actual laws as well. You can go look those up as well. I'm not a lawyer. I'm a flight instructor, so I speak from that sort of perspective. And then again, the FAA Part 107 certificate. I've got this nice picture here because this is where we're going. We're going to drone delivery and all these different types of things that we can use with drones. And so the FAA has created this Part 107 certificate for all commercial drone operations. And that certificate is what it is it's a multiple choice computerized test that you go to a testing center and you take the exam. It's all multiple choice, and they're testing you on a couple of different areas. They test you on your knowledge of airspace. They test you on your knowledge of safety, how to read weather reports, aeronautical decision making, how to determine if you're safe to fly, all that kind of stuff. They just want to ensure that you understand the airspace in which you're going to be operating